Hi everyone, I am Juliet from Spoiled Rotten Beads, and today I am going to be showing you how to make the lovely Riviera bracelet. It's super easy. I'm going to guide you through all of the steps. There's a free downloadable pattern over on the website, so do head over to the website to download the free pattern. I'm going to talk you through everything you need to know, show you all of the components that you need. It is really easy and really effective, so if you're a beginner, this is a great place to start. So this is a close-up of the lovely Riviera bracelet that I'm going to show you how to make today. It's a really nice beginner's project actually, because although it looks absolutely stunning, it is very easy to make, and you only need 3 different kinds of beads to make it. So you don't kind of need a big outlay to get started on this one. It's lovely and easy, and it makes a really nice bracelet. Very elegant, very easy to wear. You can also adapt the pattern ever so slightly to make little earrings that can drop. If you can just kind of visualize that there, you could make a little earring as well. So if you wanted to make a whole suite of jewellery, then you could do. So to make it, you're going to need some size 11 seed beads, some 4mm check glass pearls, some SS39 8mm Chatons, and those are the lovely Chatons in the middle here that give the piece this gorgeous sparkle. And this lovely colourway here is called Mint Green Delight, and I'm using Aurora crystal to do this. These are Ocean Delight in the middle of the blue version here. And then you're going to need a clasp, but you can either use a toggle like I've done in the blue version, or you could use a box clasp, which is what I'm going to be doing with this gorgeous kind of greeny browny, kind of autumnal shades I'm feeling with this one. So it doesn't really matter what clasp you use, just a clasp of your choice. You'll need a size 10 beading needle, and you'll need some beading thread. So you could use Fireline, you could use S-Long Fire, you could use Wildfire. Any of those will work with this project. So let me pop this to one side. I will say you must head over to the website and download the free pattern. Well, you don't have to, of course. I did say you must, but of course you don't have to. But you will certainly find it easier to follow this tutorial if you do. And I will pop a link to that in the description of this video. So the first thing you need to do is you're going to make a little circle out of the pearls, and that is what kind of forms the nest for those crystals to sit into. So you're going to pick up a total of 6 pearls separated by a seed bead each time. So I'm starting off with the seed bead, and then I'm picking up a pearl, and I'm going to do that a total of 6 times. So I've chosen some nice colours here, which I think are going to be gorgeous, but also I'm hoping that these colours will make this video nice and easy to follow. You can see what I'm doing there. So I'm going to just keep threading my pearls on and my seed beads until I've got a total of 6 of both of them. There we go. So you see I've got 6 pearls all separated by a little seed bead. I'm going to take this down to my tail of thread, and I would say when you're deciding how much thread to use, with this pattern, do work with the longest length of thread that you're happy working with, because it does use a lot of thread. You probably will need to add more thread on as you go. So I'm just going to zoom the camera in now so you can see what I'm going to do next. There we go. Get this a bit more towards the centre. So I've got my 6 pearls on with the 6 seed beads. I'm going to go back to the beginning and thread back through all of those beads and pull them around so that they form a circle. So I'm just going to go through all 6 beads like so. Last one there. There we go. And we'll get my fingers out of the way. There you go. So I've thread through all 6 beads, and as I tighten this up, it forms a circle. So I'm just going to knot my tail of thread to my working thread there. and then pull nice and tight. And you get this neat little circle that looks like that. I want to make sure this is really nice and secure, so I'm just going to tie another knot there and then sew through the next bead, which is in this case a pearl, and that's going to pull that knot inside that pearl. So I'm now exiting from pearl. I'm going to thread through the next seed bead so that I'm now exiting a seed bead. Okay, and now what you want to do is pick up 5 seed beads like so, and then go through the next seed bead in the pattern. And the seed beads you've just added will sit around the outside of the pearl like that. And you want to work your way all the way around the circle, so doing that over the top of every pearl. So it's 5 seed beads and then through the next seed bead in the ring and pull tight. So I'm going to continue all the way around and come back to you when I've added my last little set of seed beads on. So I've gone all the way around and added my 6 sets of 5 seed beads over the top of each of the pearls. I am currently exiting from this seed bead in between the 2 pearls, and what I'm going to do is step up through the first 3 seed beads I added over the top of that first pearl, and then pick up 2 more seed beads, and then I'm going to go through the middle seed bead that is sitting on top of the next pearl. So you see how we added them in sets of 5? It's going to be the middle one, or the 3rd bead in each set of 5 over the top of the pearl, and it will look like that. And I'm going to continue around the circle doing that. I'm not going to really pull it tight at this stage, and sometimes those middle beads will helpfully poke out like a little point. You can see that one it does there. It makes it a little bit easier. They don't all do that though. It doesn't matter if they don't, you've just got to count. Make sure you go through the right bead. I'm going to go all the way around. Do that all the way around. I'm not pulling my work tight because I want you to see what it looks like before I put my chaton in. And this is what's going to form that little bezel that's going to grip that chaton in place. There's my last 2 seed beads going in now. Let me just kind of lay it flat for you so you can see. That's what it looks like. The tail of thread from the beginning is starting to annoy me, so I'm just going to trim that off right now. There we go. So it looks like that, and as you pull it tight, if I just put my finger in the middle and pull tight, you'll see that those beads start to kind of cup up and sit up on the edge like so. And at this stage you can pop your chaton in. Look at that colour, isn't it stunning? And just grip it in place and keep pulling tight, and you'll find it won't quite grip at this stage. So what you have to do is just go through all of the beads that you just went through in the last step one more time, just pulling tight as you go. And once you've done that, you'll find as you pull tight, it's gonna grip that chaton in place and look stunning. Just pulling tight now. You see how that's really closed up, and these colours are great because there's such a contrast. It really makes the chaton pop, doesn't it? Look at that, really lovely. You see the back there, it's also pretty, but you get the gorgeous sparkle on the front there with these lovely Aurora Rivilis, well, not Rivilis, Aurora Chatons. So once you're happy that it's really nice and tight and that your chaton is held in place, what you can do is stitch down through your beadwork so that you're exiting one of your pearls. So it doesn't kind of really matter what thread path you follow, as long as you're pulling your work tight and you are finishing this step by exiting from a pearl. Nearly there. My needle wants to go through that next seed bead because my beadwork is so nice and tight. If it does, I'll just let it and then I'll just thread back through the seed bead to get back to the pearl again. We'll see. Let's see how we go. There we go. There we are. Through the pearl. Bit of a wiggle. Pull everything tight. And that's my chaton held in place. And you see how these units are joined together just by the pearls here. This is called right angle weave. It's just a little section of something that's called right angle weave that we're going to do now to move on to the next section. That's one of the lovely things about this pattern, is you make it all as you go as well. You don't have to make each unit separately. So it's easier for you to see if I flip my work over so you can see the back, and you can see I'm exiting from a pearl. I am going to pick up a seed bead and another pearl, seed bead and another pearl, seed bead, another pearl and one more seed bead. So I picked up 4 seed beads and 3 pearls. Take that down to my work and then stitch back through that pearl that's in the base of the last unit there. And you get a kind of like a mini circle. This has only got 4 beads in it. And you want to stitch back through your work so that you are exiting, got myself in a bit of a tangle there, so that you're exiting from the pearl that is opposite the unit that you just made. Okay, so I'm exiting from this pearl here opposite the unit that I just made. And then we just make another of those units really easily. It's great, this pattern, because it just builds really nice and quickly. So I'm exiting from my first pearl in my next set of 6 pearls. So this is pearl number 1. So I'm going to pick up a seed bead and then a pearl and a total of 5 more pearls in addition to this one, and a total of 6 seed beads. So let me just do that. Take that down to my work like so. So I've got, this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one is number 6. There we go. So you see this is pearl number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is a seed bead here. I can then go back through that pearl that I exited from and pull round, and you see that's my next set of 6 pearls in order to create the next unit. You want to make sure that this is really nice and tight, so if you're in any doubt, then you can stitch through those beads in the circle again if you would like to. So just make sure you pull it tight, because this is, you need this little ring of pearls here to be nice and tight so that they hold the base of the chaton in place. So if you're in any doubt about how tight they are, then just stitch them through them all, or at least 1 or 2 of them another couple of times, so that you're happy that it's nice and tight. You see I've flipped my work back over again now because I want to be working on this side, and you'll see why in just a moment. Now you just repeat now what you did before. So you pick up 5 seed beads. I'm exiting from a seed bead, picking up 5 seed beads and then going through the next seed bead in the pattern and pull tight and do that all the way around. This is why you need to be working on this side now, because when you get round here, you want this little loop of seed beads to sit on this side of your work, because it's got to grip the crystal on this side of your work. I'll show you that when I get there in just a moment. Okay. This is going to look so different to the blue one because you've got the lovely contrast going on with this. So this is what I mean about making sure you're working on this side of your work now. See how these beads are going to sit on this side here. Let me just pop them in and then I will explain what I mean. There we go. So let the camera focus. These beads are now sitting on this side because we want our crystal to sit on this side. If I'd flipped my work over, kept it on the back here, then I wouldn't be able to grip my crystal on the front of my work. I kind of hope that makes sense. I think it will. There we go. Pulling my work tight, and you see how this little set is kind of just sitting upright already, ready to grip the crystal in place. And you just repeat what you did before. You want to step up through the first 3 beads in the loop above a pearl, pick up 2 seed beads and go through the 3rd bead in the next loop. And you can begin to tighten this as you go now. I just didn't do that on the first one because I wanted to show you guys what it looked like. It's my computer, no, my printer waking up. I don't know if you heard that. Okay, these are my last 2 beads going in here now. Here we go. Pull it tight. Well, not completely. Just pull it just tight enough so that you can then pop the chaton in, and then you can properly tighten it up. And of course you still need to pass through all of those beads again in the top row there so that you grip that chaton in place. So I find it easier just to put my thumb on top of the chaton and stitch through the beads. And just kind of keeps everything in place as I go. Not that helpful for you though, is it? If I've got my thumb on top. Look, I've just gone and put my thread through a loop there. Get rid of that. There we go. So I'm just pulling everything nice and tight as I go to grip that chaton in place. There you are. Okay, there is my next unit. You see how you just build these units as they go? Let me turn my work over again so you can see the other side there. So that's all you need to do. You just keep doing that in order to build up the units, and you just look how different it looks in the 2 colours. Isn't that crazy? So you just want to keep going. I've used a total of 8 Chatons, 8 units. And when you're ready to, you can add the clasp. I will come back to you, show you guys how to do that in just a moment. And it's as easy as that. So that is how you make the Riviera units. I will show you how to make the clasp, just attach the clasp next. And yeah, I'll just come back to you and do that. So when you're ready to attach the clasp, you want to exit from one of your pearls at the end of your work, pick up 4 seed beads and 1/2 of your clasp, go back through the last seed bead added, and then pick up 3 more seed beads and go back through that same pearl at the end again, but from the opposite direction, and pull tight. And there's your little clasp loop. If I turn my work over, you can see it looks quite nice and neat there. Now you might want to tighten this up and make sure it's extra secure just by going through all of the beads in that clasp loop one more time. So you can always do that. It's definitely gonna make things more secure and tighten everything up. So I would recommend you do that. Go back through all of them again. And back through the pearl, just to make sure you put it all nice and tight. And that's a lot neater now. You see it's a lot tighter now I've done that. Okay, so that's how you add your clasp. Of course, I've done it before I've finished my bracelet, because I just kind of wanted to show you guys how I did it, so that I can kind of finish editing this video and get it up online for you guys straight away. So that's how you attach your clasp. To finish off your thread, you just want to stitch between a couple of beads and then catch the thread that runs between 2 beads by passing your needle underneath it. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was out of shot there. And make a loop and then pull that nice and tight. Whoop. I don't know what I've done there. I've managed to catch my thread. Let me just, I think maybe the hand cream on my hand's making it a bit slippy. There we go. So I've just tied a knot basically by catching the thread underneath a couple of beads. You can do that a few times and then you can pull that knot inside a bead and then trim off your thread. That is how you make your lovely Riviera bracelet. I think I prefer it actually with the contrasting colour of seed beads and Chatons, but you know, it's up to you. Have fun playing with the colours and see what you guys think. And do head over to the website to download the pattern and let me know what you think in the comments of this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.